From 23dB Production Studios in the Garden State, New Jersey, this is The Art of Music Tech with your hosts, Fela and Dennis.
Let's go, and welcome to another episode of The Art of Music Tech. I'm Fela. Here's my partner, Dennis.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So today's show, we're talking about live basic tools to have, how to deal with, bad sound in small clubs. We've all dealt with that in the live world, and investing in yourself and in the equipment and where to find this said equipment. So yeah, let's get right into it with the live sound basics. Me and you have a lot of experience in live sound.
In New York.
Oh, yes. All over New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, I guess all the boroughs.
A lot of small clubs, medium-sized clubs, and big clubs.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, the thing you really have to be consistent at, well, that helps you become consistent, is having your own gear. And specifically, for me, it was having my own microphones at all of my gigs. It was the first thing to really clear up my mixes and really set me apart, I felt, in these clubs. Because, if everybody's using the same setup,
House gear.
Yeah, the house gear.
Well, okay, so let's get into it with house gear. What's the house gear in a small New York club?
Like PG series Shure mics and
mics.
stuff. Yeah, you see some super cheap stuff out there.
Cheapest microphones on the market, right?
Yeah,
PGs.
Yeah, PG 48 is not even a 58 in some of these clubs. And you quickly hear what's going on when you hear somebody that's just using the house gear. It's usually it
never
nightmare.
helps gating or compressing or EQing it either, right?
Yeah, it's just
it sounds
dirt.
bad.
Yeah, just dirt. You're getting distortion, and if it's bad mics, it's going to be even the cables are going to be even worse. So and then it's usually power problems in these clubs
in the city period.
Yeah, it can be a mess to get through, and that's why investing in yourself, it just saves you time and effort when okay, I know these mics work and I know these key channels. I may even want to bring my own cables for a vocal channel or a kick
and you
channel.
make it a habit, a good habit.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't get to travel light.
Yeah, because you bring your own stuff.
Yeah. When I go out with Christian, I at least have my own mics for the whole stage, and it's just what you have to do, to sound consistent every night and to not be pulling out your hair by the end of the day. So yeah. The basic tools, though, we'll get into that.
You got better mics, right? So you already sound different from everybody.
Oh yeah,
who's mixing in that particular club or room.
Oh yeah, and the other big thing about the bad mics is that when you're recording your set, like I like to do, even through like a 2-track recorder, you can really hear the differences in the recordings. That's where I was like, oh wow, I really have to step my game up and really invest in this, because this doesn't even sound right. So that was an eye opener. I definitely, like I said, probably in the previous podcast, I got an Zoom H4 like 6-7 years ago, and that really was a turning point in my career of like, okay, I want to go to the next level, and my mixes don't sound next level. What do I need to do? I'm hearing the recordings and I'm not happy, and then at the same time, thank goodness I was working at Claire, so I had access. I started having access to every microphone on the planet. So I would test out what microphones I liked from
What brands?
that gig.
What brands?
And they had all the brands, the Sennheiser stuff, the Shures, all the high end
Neumann,
stuff. Yeah,
right?
it had some Neumann overheads. Yeah, pencil condensers and stuff. So,
Well, you hear right away
yo, my God, yeah.
when you put Neumann condenser.
Oh, my
a pencil
goodness.
condenser, right?
Oh yeah, I could hear my kit. I got better kick mics and stuff, and it was like,
Okay,
oh.
and you mix. 5 years ago, you would mix on analog Soundcraft.
Yeah.
Couple channels never worked. They never got fixed.
Oh yeah,
It's been 5 years and nobody fixed it.
Exactly. So, something like, a Zoom H4, it just gives you a sense of what you're doing with your mixes.
And those are good for field recordings, for film recordings. So it's a universal tool.
Exactly. We've used it on video stuff we've done, which we do a lot of video stuff for.
If you got to pack
manufacturers.
everything in a backpack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's perfect. Exactly. With your headphones, a laptop, all the things that you need out there on the road. But yeah, I mean, something like that, a Zoom is retailing at like $159 right now.
What is it, 4-channel?
That's the 4-channel, but that's like from 2015. They now have a Zoom H4 Pro version that's going for $200 as well. I'm sure that has better converters and stuff. So
You record to SD card.
Yep, still SD
for
card.
analog, but it still
Yep.
gives you an option of 2 microphones, right?
Yeah.
The stereo recording.
Exactly.
So you get 6 channels.
No, just the two XLRs on the bottom.
Okay.
And then the
two.
microphone.
Okay.
They have that
4.
the X pattern microphone as well. So you got some options. Hear what's going on in the house and what's coming out of your board. And then comparable, there's also a Tascam DR40. They're about $180. Just something to look into, and that's brand new retail. You may even be able to find this kind of stuff on the Craigslist, the eBays, and Facebook marketplaces.
If you're in New York, use Craigslist.
Yes.
Use Craigslist.
Any major city, because people are moving in and out, and they need money immediately, and audio equipment seems to be the first thing on the list when you need to make a quick exit.
We got a $500 travel case for $100
Oh yeah.
on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Waterproof.
Yep.
Military grade.
Shot proof. Yeah. So
Let's go.
definitely. So buying used is definitely always an option. And also when you're up and coming and doing the smaller gigs and even the bigger gigs, you always need gloves. And I want to actually give a shout out to Roadie Free Radio podcast, our friend Larry Milburn.
He's up to 90 episodes.
Yeah. He even interviewed me for one of his podcasts, so you can check that out on his show and download him as well. Great stories with just giants in the audio game, and learn how they got where they were at and where they're at now, from nothing to something. Is very inspirational. And they also are touting giggear.com. If you go through use the promo code Roadie, you'll get a 15% off. Gig Gear sells fantastic gig gloves. They even have a set of thermo gig gloves. Now your hands can be warm while you're doing that load out and load in. If you're in these colder climates like we are in New York, when you have to do a load out at 11 to 12 a.m. and it's 20 degrees, you really appreciate thermo.
You definitely need war gloves,
Gig
first
gloves.
of all.
Yes, exactly, because your hands are just ice cold. You can barely handle things. So shout out to them and check out their gig gloves. They're fantastic, and yeah, we're using them. So yeah. What else would you like to add?
Yeah, we were talking about my collection. Our friend Jason Grimberg.
Yeah. Front of house for Hot Tuna, Tangiers, works at Boulevard Pro, which is a small, well, actually medium to large sound company based out of New Jersey.
New Jersey.
shout
And he
out
lives
to
in
them.
Jersey too, actually.
Yeah.
And his mic collection is pretty slamming. And he
Yeah.
takes it to any gig. He got Telefunken, Lewitt. He got ribbon mics. Bunch of great stuff. And he would bring those mics to every single gig.
Yeah.
You would always see him. I mean, I see him on every gig with Telefunken mics, and we've done a few gigs together actually when we
Yeah.
worked at the Iridium.
Yeah, Iridium Jazz Club, exactly. Yeah. So
And the reason why, because he would record Hot Tuna live. It's just a duo, right?
yeah. Yep.
But what he does, he would record, he would mix and master and put them on iTunes, right?
Yep.
iTunes store.
Yep. And you can buy the live mixes from all of their live shows.
And he
so-
gets a percentage.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets a paycheck every year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something to have in your back pocket, you know.
So the
that-
purpose of the whole idea, concept of us having great mics is not just to look at them
yeah.
and show off.
and just for live sound, but I mean, you know, to fit it to tape as well. I mean, the better
And they're
the
they're
signal
good
flow is, and your mic
in every situation.
you have a whole nother way of getting an income besides just being there that night. But to, you know, get some residuals afterwards is, you know, is a
And
great
invest
thing. Yeah.
invest in order to make money.
Yeah. But to get to that, you gotta have the equipment that could actually pay for you to, you know, be able to charge that kind of,
To offer
you know,
a
fee.
decent quality
Yeah, exactly.
with the tools that, you know, most of the New York clubs switch to digital, so you can record and mix live. And I mean, you
yeah,
you
yeah,
can do.
USB out of like X32 and the M32, like the small format is pretty easy to.
Or if you want to go heavier, but heavier, I mean, we used to record with like Avid
Yeah.
boards, right?
Yeah, we would do Firewire back in the day. Yeah,
I like AVB with Cat 5.
yeah. The Cat 5 was super easy.
Super easy, and it would just show up in Logic, and then you go 2496 and no problem.
Yep.
And that's great. The Avid, I mean, all the major high-end consoles for live sound, they offer a recording option, right? Through MADI or Cat 5.
Yeah. Pretty much every console has that option.
And Digico runs 2496. That's just by default.
Yeah.
Their game is they're just next level
Yeah.
from all the consumer and prosumer market.
Yeah. I've used Digico quite a few times with recordings. Yeah, they sound great. No complaints.
Avid sounded great. SSL have, but I didn't really see a lot of SSL live console in US. I think it's mostly, even Coachella has like Avid S6, the latest one.
Yeah.
But with that, they actually had AVB issue with S6 with Radiohead. So
yes.
that, you know, everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Well, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
I
I
think
mean,
I did see one. Yeah, I saw one in South Africa in September. And like the main room, we did the Johannesburg Jazz Fest. I mixed with Christian. and not in my room. I think I had a Soundcraft digital board in my room, but in like the biggest main room, it was an SSL. But I think that was the only time I saw it. I mean, out on the road.
But SSL entered live. They
Oh, it sounded great though.
yeah, they sound great, and I know for sure they were with Noel Gallagher,
Yeah.
that guitarist from Oasis, guitarist and a singer and a frontman. But anyway, so our friend is making money on just putting live recordings on iTunes.
Yeah.
That, I mean, one of the options, of many options that you can just.
Yeah, they could help the artist make more money and you make more money. It's just something to put out there for even the artist to know that you can do.
Exactly.
It gives you more
Offer that.
value, to your client.
Don't
So,
wait until they ask you.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
just present.
Yeah,
Yes, and I mean, again, social media, that's how other people know about your work.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, utilize it, send them an email,
yeah,
and
exactly.
show them recording. I don't know.
Yeah, if they don't like it, that's fine.
Exactly.
But you'll always find an artist that's interested in
But
just
sometimes,
getting a great recording of themselves, especially
Sometimes-
during a live show.
even with our business, we have something for a year, and then we get an email, can you guys do that? And we have that sample.
Yeah, that shows that we're already doing it. It's not, we got to get ready for it.
And the quality as well.
Yeah.
So we always shoot for a quality product regardless. I guess with us, we didn't really. Well, we started with indie bands in New York.
Yeah.
With
Multi-track recording right off of analog boards, just going direct
we had
out.
gear, but we didn't have as much as we do now,
Yeah.
which is fine too. You
Yeah.
start where you at again. We're coming back to you start where you at, but yeah.
Exactly. A young 23 dB, of course, we couldn't afford, the Lewitt large condensers and stuff like that. But I mean, we built it up, and that's what you hope to do with any business,
Reinvest
Yeah.
back in more better gear, but having a decent gear, well professional rather
Yeah.
gear, gives you ability. I mean, you can charge more, offer great service, but offer great quality too.
Yeah.
So if you're a student, of course you probably don't have a budget for a $15,000 setup yet,
Yeah.
but you got $150 on Zoom Recorder.
Exactly. And you can get a product out there. You start where you're at. That's the whole deal. It's you got that 58 or PG series. I mean, you tweak it with the best signal you can, and you go from there. And as you make money off of that, you reinvest it, build it up. That's the name of the game.
You learn.
Yeah. And you learn along the way on the, on
You
the
make it
smaller
work.
equipment. Yeah, making it work.
Regardless.
Exactly. And I mean, technology is getting cheaper and cheaper. Thank goodness, every day. And people are reselling stuff and
better.
Yeah, and better. So it's really up to you where you
Yeah, it's good to, at some point, it's good to, to upgrade to a better gear at some point. I'm talking about technology. If you're, if you own a piece of gear for 10 years, I mean, it's great if it's a vintage compressor or preamp or a microphone
Oh yeah.
that has value. But if it's a audio interface or some sort of controller, not even controller, is more like, I think I'm talking about converters
Yeah.
and stuff like that, digital to analog converters. I think even with live consoles. They just sound better now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the first digital console? Yamaha?
Yeah, the PM5D was like the standard in
Standard
it first, like
in live
large
sound.
format that people trusted. Yeah, they were the jam for a while, until people started really coming after them between Avid and the Digicos and SSL. Now it's
But then also PreSonus and Behringer found their own market.
Yeah, for churches, small clubs. I mean, I use those products all the time, with local gigs. So
Interesting. Yeah, digital changed a lot, but as far as a signal flow, understanding of a signal flow in live sound, I think.
yeah. What I'm glad that they did is they made recording, multi-track recording standard. Like the PM5D, you couldn't. Well, you can record, but you needed to have the recording card that was like 8 channels each. It was a little difficult.
You buy a card, and then you buy. I think you buy a software for that card.
Yeah, it was kind of a headache. But now it's just built in. You just have a USB or a MADI or AVB, and you're off and running. It's
so
not
many
a big
options.
deal. Yeah. I love that. That's a standard option for everything that wasn't there in the beginning. So.
And basics of signal flow. Back in the day, you had to patch in few compressors, compressors, reverbs, gates, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, even EQ, analog EQ on like a stereo like bus. Your main out, right?
I came in. I started in like 2002, so I was like right on the cusp of them going into digital. So I definitely got my time in on the analog world. So which was cool, but it was a lot of things to think about. If that cable, that patch cable worked, if
it's noisy.
Yeah, it's noisy. You got to switch that out. Oh, the show already started. You just got to leave, yeah. So you got to bypass,
When in digital, you just
it's just there.
press a button
and
you got a compressor, and then
yeah.
I like that. But my thing is the understanding of basics. How to patch in compressor in analog.
Yeah,
I think it's valuable too.
Oh yeah, just literally, just boom, physically getting in there and patching through the doghouse,
But that's recording studios, mastering studios. I mean, they still patch analog gear.
Oh yeah.
So you never know. Our friend Jack Galindo, she's a great mastering engineer, but she started as a recording engineer, right? She had to do different gigs. She knows the basics.
Yeah.
So it never hurts to know more.
Yeah. So I guess
about your
today
craft.
is more of an all day tip of the day. We just get talking about tools and why you need to invest in certain things as you can. Again, just start where you're at. Start recording, start listening to your mixes to get better. That we're really gonna push that through every episode as engineers. You just want to get better every time you get behind that board.
The 23 dB career tip of the day. Next on the Art of Music Tech podcast.
Career tip of the day: invest in yourself, record, and prove to your clients that you're worth it. And utilizing these tips can only lead to more money. All right, and that concludes this episode of the Art of Music Tech podcast. Thank you, and see you around.
Thank you. Like, share, follow, and comment, and let us know what you think. And have a good day. Let's go.
For more information of booking 23dB Productions, visit their website at 23dbproductions.com. Like and follow 23dB Productions at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for the latest work.